Okay, I'm recording. Okay, welcome to the meeting today. I want to talk about fortune and follow-up because this is really important. This is how you are going to keep loyal customers coming back. So you don't want to have a party and have one sale and then not have them return. And I have purchased from plenty of direct sale parties where I've not had any follow-up from the presenter or the distributor or whatever. No idea how to get a hold of. I mean, I'm sure I could spend the time researching who that person is that I ordered from, but nor do I actually want to, because if you don't care if I got my products and if you don't care how I'm doing with the products, then I don't care to be loyal to, you know what I mean? Like, you don't care as much, then I won't care as much. And that's going to be the same for your customers. If you are not following up with them, if you're not continuing your relationship, they're going to be like, well, she just wants the sale out of me, right? This business is a relationship business, and that is how you're going to get people to join your team, how you're going to get people to purchase your products, how they're going to have parties, how they're going to refer you to their friends, is because they're buying you. They are buying the products, but they're really buying into you first, really, because they have to trust you. And if they don't trust you yet, they trust you because their friend trusts you, you know what I mean? Like, or somebody they know, or you've done something that has drawn their attention. Now they purchased, now you got to know and make sure that they're happy with their purchase. And we know that they probably will be, but you want to hear that, like, you want them to know that you care. So, I have started, and I've been doing this for about a year now. Everybody that purchased from me, I always do, so since the beginning, I've always done a thank you post, okay? So whether that be in your private group on your wall, I used to do it on my wall all the time, but then I started thinking that people were maybe a little bit uncomfortable with that, because I guess every time I go shopping, I don't want everybody to know that I bought something. And the reason why I would do it on my wall is because I wanted other people to see that, hey, I'm successful and people are purchasing from me. But then I've started to move it just towards my beauty group and thanking them in there. I don't know that there's a right or wrong way in that way. I just chose to start going that route. But I always post a thank you. And when I post a thank you, I don't just go and find a graphic that says thank you on it on Google. I used to do that, but I've learned that making it really super personal and making a fun graphic really makes a difference. And people like that. I mean, they like the fact that you spend the time making a picture and putting their name on it, you know, like that. How personal is that, right? So, like, for example, I can show today, sometimes I just do a selfie, and then I use my favorite app of all time, which is WordSwag. It does cost money, but it's worth it because I use it all day, every day. But let me find what I did. But sometimes I use the products that they purchased. And I think it's good if you can to use the products that they purchased, then people can see, oh, this person bought this and this is why. So this gal today, she just bought the foundation and she bought brows. So I went into, I wonder if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. So I went into that Flawless 4 mock party, and I found a girl with the Flawless 4 look, because I'm still trying to sell that, you know, but showed the before and after there. And then using Photo Grid, I used my brow picture on the bottom. And then I wrote, thank you, Carly, on it, and tagged her in my closed group. So she knew, like, hey, thank you. And I spent that time making that graphic. You know what I mean? So it's not just like a generic thank you, which is still nice. But I think if you can put some time and effort into it, it looks prettier. Then you have an opportunity to talk about the products that they purchase. So people are like, oh, so people are purchasing this foundation. Or like, I have people that buy brows from me, like the brow stuff, like consistently for refills. And so I'm always like, hey, I'm so happy to be your brow lady. You know what I mean? Like, even though it's a consistent purchase, I'm still commenting, hey, she bought brows from me again, and I'm thanking her. And then somebody's like, wow, this girl keeps going back for brows. She must, like, those brows must be good. You know what I mean? So I always start with doing that. Then I do a personal thank you either by voice message on Facebook or a message, like a text message on in Messenger. Usually I know when people are purchasing for me, but some of my regular customers I don't know. I actually have one person that's been purchasing for me for a year and will not respond to me at all. And I will every single time, though. I'm following up with her every single time because there might be one day that she isn't happy with something, and I will have known because I said something to her. But like legit, like she will buy I think like over $100 worth of product every like 4 months, and then I'll be like, hey, thanks so much, and she straight up ignores me. And then I'll check to see if she's gotten it. She still ignores me, which is fine, but I still want her to know I'm here, and I still send her thank you cards, which is what we're going to talk about. But consistently, always, no matter what, if they ignore you, you private message them, let them know, hey, I so appreciate your support. Like, I'm really, really big on that because I want people to know that like people that know me and work closely with me as customers know that this is like my long-term goal is to do this full-time, to this be my primary income. And so I want people to know that, and I want people to feel like really appreciated that they stick around with me. And I think people like to be appreciated, right? So, and then I'll be like so excited for you to get this, and they'll just be super excited. Like, even if you're like, I'm so tired, be like, woo! In the text message, like, just be as excited about their products. So, okay. So then I send out a thank you card to every person, even if it's like redundant. Sometimes it feels like, okay, thank you again for purchasing from me, but make it super personal. And part of follow-up is going to be building a relationship with that person. Okay. So if it's a brand new person, or if it's somebody that's purchasing from you consistently, you still want to send a thank you card. And I always, even if it's somebody local, I try to always send it in the mail, because how nice is it for you to get something in the mail that's not a bill or like, or garbage, I guess. So it's super nice to get something handwritten. And actually the place that I bought my wedding dress from handwrites thank you cards to me. And I'm like, I'm so glad I went with these people, because even like getting a typed up thank you card sucks to me. I'm like, that was a waste of time. I'm not even like, because to me, it just doesn't seem as personal for me. And I'm really kind of that kind of feely person. So I pay attention to those sort of things. But a handwritten thank you card. And I try to include something personal in there if I know like somebody that just purchased from me had something really sad happen to her. So I said, thank you for this. I'm so excited for you, blah, blah, blah. And then on top, I just wrote, and by the way, just know that you're in my thoughts and prayers, and I'm thinking about you during this difficult time, like just making sure that they know I'm not just like a unique presenter, that I'm a human too, and that we can be friends, because I want to try to be friends with my customers. In my mind, that's really important, because you get to know them, you get to know what they need, and then they really trust you when you're saying, hey, this is a really good deal, you should really buy this. So handwrite thank you cards. And I have been doing loyalty cards for a year. I used a company through Etsy, and the first time around it was really good, and the second time around she was really awful, like really poor customer service. And then it said it sent to me and I never got them, and then she was like, oh, sorry, and didn't try to and she would take like weeks to get back to me. So I'm like, I'm not working with her anymore. But Emily Olson did a live, I don't know, maybe 7 months ago, maybe a year ago, because she did the live in Lash Layers to talk about follow-up. And I was doing the same thing and just started it. So she was using loyalty cards from Staples. So I will give you guys a link to that if you're interested, that you can make your own. And I just used my brand that I created, but you can put any picture in there, and my contact information. And then on the back, it has this. And so what I would do, like I lost my stickers, so I just put hearts on them. But I would put so let's say somebody bought $50 worth of product, or 60 worth of product, because I'm going to do every 25 you get a sticker. So I'd put 2 stickers on, and then I'd send them the card. and say, when this is full, just send me a picture and I will give you $25 in Y cash back. So, so then the next time she purchases, she buys $75 worth of product, and I will give her 3 stickers. I'll just cut out 3 stickers and put it in her thank you card and send it on her way. So then she just keeps track of, how her card, but I will give her the amount of stickers she deserves, but earned, I guess is the right word to say. And I've had 2 people claim my old ones. And what I did before was I just gave them a mascara, which is similar. But I use that that's why I build my Y cash and my half offs. I don't really use them for things like this. So I don't have to spend money on free product that I'm giving out. But then people get really excited. So I have a customer that only bought brows, and I'm like, do you want to try the mascara? And she's like, yes. And now she's like, I hate you because I don't think I can tell she can't see herself spending the $29 on the mascara, but she's absolutely in love with it now, and she's not sure what she's going to do when it's time. So then she's like, I need that loyalty card so that she can earn it. You know what I mean? So, and she will not have a party for me, but it's fine. But that's one way that she can earn it then. Does that make sense? So sending out this loyalty card will be nice for her. So that goes in the mail, and then I keep track of them in my back office. Now I'm going to say that I'm not always perfect about this, and that is not good that I'm not always perfect about this, so it needs to improve. But I will track them in my back office, but there's another way that you can track them. And I used to use Google Docs, and there is a training on that I have posted in Kindred Beauty. So if you're interested in that, I will post it. Actually, I will just post it in the comments. But you can use Google Docs to keep track of all of your customers. I'm using the Purple Planner now because it has every month it has an inventory thing, and not inventory, but orders, their name, the products, when they placed it, was it delivered, and when I followed up. What's nice though about Google Docs is you can just click the find button and then type in somebody's name, or even type in mascara, and then it'll show you all the people that purchased mascara, and you can go to them and say, hey, by the way, free shipping with mascara this month. You know what I mean? I know you love the mascara, because you're not going to remember. So it's one nice thing, even easier than writing it down, but whatever works for you. Because that back office to me can get quite overwhelming when you're going in month by month, whereas you can just flip or type things in and find it. It's a little bit easier. But keeping track of that when your follow-up is, because it's super important. So they say the 2 by 2 by 2 rule. So 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months is when you should follow up. I'm not very good at the 2-day thing. I'm not going to lie. But the idea is that in the 2 days, you're like, hey, your products have shipped. I can't wait for you to get it, blah, 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 keeping in track. Then you follow when they receive it, and then you wait 2 days after they receive the product. Because 9 times out of 10, people do not use their products right away, which is strange to me, because as soon as they come in, I'm washing off my makeup and trying it. But also maybe I'm more excited because I'm a unique presenter. I don't know, but not really, because I feel like I'm like that with every product that I purchase online. I'm like, I need to use it right away. But a lot of people I've found don't actually use their products right away. And I think sometimes they're just straight up intimidated by them and want to wait until they have more time on the weekends. So 2 days after they get their products, you say, hey, Jen, I just saw that you got your products. I'm so excited for you. How much are you loving everything? So I was taught to say, how much do you love this, instead of saying, do you love everything, or how something like that, because it's it's kind of a negative way to say it. So if you're like, hey, how much do you love everything, then I don't know, it's just more of a positive way to talk to people. So so I say that, and then they say, oh, it's so great, or oh, I haven't tried it yet, or I'm like, okay, great, well, just let me know when you tried it. I can't wait to hear how much you love it, blah, blah, blah. And they'll be like, how's your day going? Because I want them to know that I'm not just here to say hey, I care about how you care about your products, but not about you. So like, I don't know, just kind of continue a conversation, and people feel really comfortable with that. And I have, oh, hold on, no. She was chewing on Brad's hat, and he's going to be really mad. But okay, I'm going to hide it. Anyways, so good. I don't know where I was going with this. I'm all distracted and disoriented. So anyways, follow up, build that relationship, keep that relationship with these people, and get to know them. What are their kids' names? What are they like? Where do they work? What are their daily stressors? Just get to know them and be their friend. And I don't know, because people will, like I said, they're not buying the products, they're buying you. They're buying into you and your dream. And that's how you're going to get people to join your team. That's going to be how you get loyal customers. That's how you're going to get people to refer to you, because they trust you and they consider you a friend now and they want to support you. So 2 days, and then 2 weeks, check in again, make sure everything's going okay. Hey, just want to make sure you're still loving everything. If you have any questions, blah, blah, blah. And then they say 2 months. So like 2 months later, check back in, for refills. And just say, hey, it's been 2 months since you purchased the mascara. I know you're coming up on a refill. Just want to make sure you see if you need help with anything, or if you have any questions or something like that. But again, be more about the relationship with that too. Sometimes my 2-month follow-up, depending on the person, I might just strike up a conversation with them. Hey, how's it going? Then they're like, oh yeah, I need to purchase that mascara. I've been needing to purchase the mascara, but I haven't had time. And I'm so glad you messaged me, because can you send me your link so I can purchase the mascara? Because like, for example, there's a girl that really wants me, that started selling a product, and she's wanting me to purchase it. And I'm really actually very interested in it, but I do not have the time to sit there and figure it out, because it's like a product that I have to put together. It's that Cape Collection stuff. And I don't have time to sit down and play with them right now. I don't even know if I can really afford it right now. But she's like sending me stuff like, oh, it's on sale till the end of the month. I'm like, great. That's great. I'm glad she's doing that though, because she's not being a pushy person about it. But she's saying, hey, just so you know. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I got to go look at that. And I'm telling her straight up, I don't have time, and I'm forgetting about it. And then I don't really care, because I don't know how much I need it yet. You know what I mean? But she knows how much I need it, because she loves the product. She's tried it. Obviously, she sells it. So she's making sure she's following up with me, and that's really good customer service, but not in a, hey, are you ordering yet? Hey, are you going to order? Hey, can you order for me? Like, she's just like, hey, and then she's sending me ideas like, hey, this is kind of really cool, and I've asked her to do that. So she's, responding to how I'm responding to her. So it's so important to do that, and make sure sometimes that when you're talking to your customers, you're not talking about unique at all. Other than like, if it comes up like, hey, how are you doing? Oh, good. Everything's going really well at the business. Work's going good, blah, blah, blah. Like, you want to be able to bring in little bits and pieces, but you don't want it to be about, hey, buy for me. Hey, have a party for me. Hey, join my team. Because that's going to burn people out, and they're going to think all you care about is you. And when you're talking to people, you want to make sure that this is about them all of the time. And I think when it gets scary, and this is true for me too, when you're following up with people and asking them to host parties to buy from you or to join your team, you're thinking all about you, and you're thinking about how it's going to benefit you, and you're afraid they're going to reject you because you are asking them to do this. But it's not about you, right? You want them to purchase the products because they're damn good products, and they're going to love it. And once they actually try it, they're going to be like, oh my God, I need more. You want them to host a party because you want them to get rewards, like product rewards that they can use for a year. I don't know of any other direct sales companies that I've had parties for where I could wait to use my rewards. Like, you always had to use it before the end. And I remember the first time that happened to me, I was like, I thought all direct sales companies were like unique. I'm like, I don't have the money to use these rewards right now. And then I felt like I had to use them and whatever. Like, this is good. And we can teach them something about makeup. A lot of people that I've found really struggle and want to know how to use makeup. And they feel really intimidated sometimes from me about how I like, oh, I don't know any makeup, because I talk about it so often. So then they feel intimidated that I know too much about it, which isn't really true. It's practicing, learning, teaching, these sort of things. So you get to teach them how to use these products. You get to have fun, like we're not just throwing up graphics, because we teach not to do that, right? Because graphics suck and they don't work and they're salesy and people ignore them. So we are a really good team and we talk about that stuff. So we're really bringing value to her and her girlfriends, right? So you want to think about her and her girlfriends. Okay. And then when you're offering the opportunity, obviously it's like life-changing for her, whether it's about the discount or changing her life with the business opportunity. You're doing this for her, not for you to build your business. So we just have to constantly change our mindset that way when we're doing the follow-up and talking to these people. And part of that is going to make it easier when you're just plain getting to know the person, so that talking to them seems more relaxed and seems more relaxed and less pushy. Okay. So what else do I have to say about that? I think that's basically it. It's really very simple, of just following up and making sure that you continue a relationship, because if they don't know how to find you or they don't think you care, they're not coming back. And that's not good for you or for anybody. Okay. Does anybody, now that I've just spewed out all of this stuff, anybody have any questions or anything to add, or anything that you've done in follow-up that I didn't mention that you found really helpful? You can unmute yourself. Has anybody been doing follow-up at all?
I've been doing follow-up. I actually do it like a couple times, even if they've been using it for a while, even though I just missed your whole thing because my Zoom wasn't coming on.
I figured you had an internet thing.
So, but I usually I'll message them knowing after a couple days that they've had it, just to check and see if they've used it yet. And then if they had, sometimes they haven't because they get busy, but most of the time they'll let me know, and then I'll get to them before the 2 weeks is up. So that's how I follow up. So I don't know what you said. And then I'll check, and after, if they say everything is okay, then I follow up, maybe a month or so later, and just ask them how it's going, if they need any tips. Sometimes they'll I actually didn't, I had someone use the mascara for a little while, and they needed to know how to get the wand with the fibers to stop pumping, because sometimes when you pull it out, it'll come.
Stop what?
The fibers on the wand sometimes will stick. You know what I mean? And
I told her to roll a really awful word, so never mind. Never mind. Okay, keep going.
Sorry. Well, I had them roll it on the back of their hand, so I'll give them tips and stuff. Yeah. So
I forgot to mention that what I for the mascara specifically, but even for the foundation too. When we used to only sell mascara, that's all we would only have mascara parties. Immediately when somebody would purchase, I would send them my own demo video. Here's how you use the mascara. And then I don't know if that's better right away or if it's when they get it, because they're going to forget that they have a demo video. But tips and tips are really important. And I think the same is true for a foundation, because how do you use that brush? Well, I wouldn't know how to use it. So teaching them how to use it and send that video, how are you loving it? I have a lot of people that don't buy the brush, even though I try to talk them into it, and then they regret it. And then it's trying to explain to them that you really need the brush if you want the kind of coverage you're looking for, that sort of thing. So that's another opportunity to upsell it, So, hey, what kind of brush are you using? This is why you need this kind of brush. Do you have something similar? So I'm not you need to buy my brush, but if, there's a brush that could work, if I don't know, talking about that with people. So And I forgot to mention, I also send my business cards and my thank you card too, because yeah, they know how to contact me, but they could always pass it along to somebody, you know, like, oh, you should try this mascara. Check out my lady, you know, but yeah.
Did you already talk about those little cards that you did? I'll have to ask you about it because I meant to, I really wanted to do that. And I need new business cards, so it will all go into one.
I'll stop recording and then I'll repeat it so that
Okay.
we don't have it. Does anybody else have any questions before I stop recording? Okay. So was it super clear? Did it make sense to you guys? Do you feel like you can handle this kind of follow-up with your customers? Okay. All right. I'm going to stop recording then.